Hey, Mary Alice, I'll be right there. I'm going to go inside the toy store here in Ocean Springs and talk to Mary Alice Miner and a new artist that we have. Welcome to Art Beat, everyone. I'm Elaine Stevens, and you are going to have so much fun today. We're going to play with dolls. We're going to do some coloring, and wait till you see the other surprises I have in store for you. Right back after this. And welcome back to Art Beat. I'm going to be talking with Alice Furr, the artist in residence here at Miner's Toy Store in Ocean Springs. Now, Alice, how did you get involved in this program, Art with Alice on Wednesdays?
Well, I've always loved arts and crafts, and I love to paint in my spare time. So the toy store, Miner's Toy Store, just recently has gotten tons of new art kits, and
no kidding.
I thought I could help out by doing an arts and crafts class every Wednesday.
And how popular has this been?
Well, I just started up, so I think the word's getting around, and I think
fantastic.
It's going to be a really great thing for the summer.
So Art Beat is right on the beginning of this, right on the initial part of it. So
yes.
The summertime now is a great time for your children to take Art with Alice on Wednesday afternoons. What time do you start?
It starts at 2. I have different age groups. I do ages 3 to 5 from 2 to 3 or 2 to 2:45, and then 6 to 8 from 3 to 3:45, and then 9 and up 4 to 4:45.
So they're 45-minute classes.
Yes.
Now, is there a fee involved with this?
$15.
$15.
Supplies included.
Wow, that's a really good deal. Now, what is your background as far as art is concerned? I know you said you liked arts and crafts.
I do a lot of paintings with acrylics, and I just like to experiment and stuff. So I like to do a big variety.
Now, I'm going to ask her a question that you don't usually ask a woman, but woman to woman with nobody else listening. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
And look how beautiful she is. Isn't she gorgeous? She's a work of
you.
art in herself. Well, I've known your grandmother, Mary Alice, for many years, and her toy store itself is a piece of artwork as far as I'm concerned. So it's really beautiful that she has you here working with the children. Now, what are some of the most interesting things that happen with the kids when you're working with them?
I just love to hear what they have to say. They have some really interesting theories on everything.
Like
some
what?
Smart
give
kids.
Me an idea.
Well, for instance, Isabella, a girl that, she's my little cousin. She came to a class today. She was just talking about life and lots of different stuff. And we did some, a little bit of abstract art today, kind of along the lines of Picasso, how he did that. And she has...
Is that hers?
No, this is the one I did.
That is fabulous. I don't know if Phil can get a shot of that, but...
Thank you. And then we did a color wheel. We made color wheels today as well. And she just had some really neat meanings for all the lines and objects she put in her picture.
So were you like that when you were that age?
Yes. Yes. I loved to do any kind of art and any kind of craft.
Now,
anything I could get my hands on.
Will we be able to at some point see some of your other work somewhere, do you think?
Yes. That would be great.
Yeah. We'll help you with that.
If you'd like to. Okay, awesome.
What other work do you do besides this?
I just do acrylics and
mostly
on
acrylics.
Canvas.
Yeah.
That's what I mainly do. So.
Well, now, how busy do you think you're going to be this summer? Do you think that art is a very popular kind of pastime for the summer season, or what?
Well, I think so. I have, this is one of my jobs. I have a few other jobs, and so I'm just
like
trying to...
20-year-old.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Saving some money for school. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. And at one of my other jobs, I get to paint while I work. So that's helping me get a lot more out of it.
And
too.
where would that be?
The Glass Fish, it's right down the street.
So another place where you can paint and experiment and explore your creativity.
Yes.
So what would you tell, you'd have a captive audience here with Art Beat, what would you tell the parents out there that are interested in signing up their kids?
I would say that if you need 45 minutes to yourself and your child to have a wonderful time, they'll come home with something fun every time.
I'm trying to find a phone number here. Do you happen to know the phone number?
The phone number for the toy store? It would be 228-875-TOYS.
Oh, well that's easy enough. So they can call to register for your classes. So
yes.
Art with Alice every Wednesday afternoon, and the first session starts at 2 o'clock.
2, 3, and 4.
2, 3, and 4, and it's 45 minutes. What do you expect to see out of this? Are you going to discover someone amazing, do you think? One of those children coming out of
Well,
the
I get inspired by everybody that comes in, because each person, you know, each child has their own creativity that just, you know, helps me think a little differently.
I'm sure. What a wonderful thing, because they are like little open canvases in their own right, because they're not tainted by a lot of societal issues like adults are. So you get to explore that and experience that with them firsthand. And someday maybe they'll look back and say, Miss Alice was my teacher.
I would love that.
I know.
Yeah, I really like to listen to them. They have a lot of really cool things to say. So.
Well, we hope to see some of that work later on in the summer when we revisit. We'll see about that.
Okay, great.
And we're going to take a short break with Artbeat, and we'll be right back right after this.
All right.
Well, we're here with Isabella Furr. She is the future Picasso of Ocean Springs, as you can see by this wonderful piece of work that she completed today with her cousin Alice Furr. And we are so happy to have you with us on Artbeat. Thank you so much. How does it feel to be here?
Very good.
Well, tell me how you feel about doing artwork.
I feel like I can do anything I want.
It makes you feel like there's a whole world out there that you can explore.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about why you chose the yellow colors for this particular piece?
I was playing and I wanted it to look sort of wacky.
With the black, the yellow with the black, huh? Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? You know what I especially like? I especially like these creative lines on the side. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Is the wind pushing the man down.
Wow, it's the wind pushing the man down. And what is he going to do about that wind?
He's just going to fall. He's not going to do anything.
Do you think his hat's going to fall off his head there?
There are actually two hats.
I see that. There are actually two hats. Very nice. I love a man that wears two hats. You know, most people do wear a couple of hats. Of course, I don't know if you know what that means exactly. When you wear a couple of hats, it means you sort of have more than one thing going on in your life. Like right now, today, you're an artist, Isabella, here, but you're also your mommy's little girl. So that's like wearing a couple of hats, right? What do you think your next piece of work will be? If I told you to draw something for me right now, what would you draw?
I would draw something simple.
Very good.
Like a fish.
Okay, can you do that for me? While we're examining that, I see that Isabella has her color wheel, as her teacher had told us earlier, and she has done the main colors on here. So these are really good ways for children, obviously, to climb into the art world at an early age. And we're going to see more of Isabella's work right after this message. Well, if you've just joined us, we're at Miner's Toy Store in Ocean Springs, in a wonderful world of children and adults just flourishing with creativity. And Mary Alice Miner, the owner, who so many people know as Bubbles. We're just talking about our relationship. We go back 32 years, Mary Alice. Can you believe that?
That's a long time.
She is so beloved, but she's done so many firsts in her life. And one of the things she's initiated here, as we've been talking about, is the Children's Art Program. Now, where did you come up with that?
It just was a natural, Elaine. It just sort of happened.
Right.
And of course, this year we feel really lucky because my granddaughter is a junior in college and she's doing lots of artsy things there. And so it was just wonderful to be able to have her come and start this little teaching program on Wednesday afternoons that she has started. Just in a process of getting going.
Well, if you're one of the unfortunate people in South Mississippi that don't know Mary Alice, she probably is one of the most creative entrepreneurs that we have. And it's just a delight to focus on you today with the art program for kids. But I mean,
thank you.
A lot of mothers are going to love you for taking some summer time away, you know, from them and letting them.
We hope so.
Yeah,
we're just
I mean, this
delighted,
is fabulous.
Just delighted. It's always fun to watch the children learn to create and to make messes and just generally have fun learning about themselves.
Well, I think it's just wonderful that you came up with that idea. And of course, they not only have the world of art at their fingertips here on Wednesday afternoons with Alice Furr, but they have another world of toys and all kinds of creativity. What is happening?
The world of make-believe.
Yeah, the world of make-believe, exactly.
Which is so important, Elaine. You know, make-believe and imagination have kind of
gone by the wayside, haven't they? Thanks to video games and
thanks
such
to
as that.
video games and everything being battery operated. I try really hard not to get too many battery operated things to make the kids work a little bit.
Well, tell me what you have seen with children in this world of yours, because you really are unique to South Mississippi.
Well, one of the most interesting things, I think, Elaine, is that generally speaking, we take their toys away from them too soon.
Yes, I think
it's
we do.
been a very amazing thing to me to discover that the older kids love to come in and play with the little kids' toys. I mean, the train table, for instance, almost always has some big kids there.
I bet.
They'll get down on their hands and knees and they'll say, "Can we straighten this up?"
So that's pretty enchanting to watch them sort of crawl
It's
into
wonderful.
that. Thank you, Isabella. We lost her piece of artwork that we had seen earlier, so we want to make sure we keep it on display. It's probably going to fall again, but what the heck?
The other, whoopsie.
Well, we're going to stick it right
The
here.
other
How's
thing that fascinates me is that how they like to talk to the toys.
Tell me what they say.
I don't know
It's
exactly.
their own little
They're so
conversation.
busy, and they usually are talking down to the train track and talking to the train, and they just mumble away and laugh at themselves. And we do now have some battery operated Thomas and our other little wooden trains, and some of them buy those for their little kids way too soon.
Way too soon,
because
yeah.
They need to play and talk and carry on, work those little trains before they get into the battery operated things, because you don't have to do anything when something's battery operated.
No, you don't.
You just look at it.
Well, obviously, if you come to Miner's Toy Store, you're going to get a little bit of child psychology when you start to look at the toys here with Mary Alice.
Well,
but
I do have to say that I have a very magnificent staff. My daughter Marilee, who certainly is an artist in her own right,
she is
a teacher. Was a teacher. Mary, who is here all the time, is also a teacher. And Bertha, who comes in for an hour late in the afternoons, is an art teacher at the middle school.
Wow.
So I'm surrounded.
So we have arts and education and a little bit of child psychology going on here. And a lot of creativity, I'm telling you.
Oh, it is. Sometimes it's just bursting with creativity.
Well, we met 32 years ago, and you were teaching swimming classes to infants, literally. That's how I remember you. And then the toy store became a part of our whole life down here in Ocean Springs. What was the inspiration for opening up the toy store?
F.A.O. Schwartz.
Wow, cool. I kind of thought that, but I was afraid to ask you because I didn't want to mention another toy owner.
Oh, yes. Well, we were in New York, and my husband had just recently retired from the shipyard.
Wow.
And he has an MBA, and we were looking for something else to do, and we went into FAO and said, "Ooh, this looks like fun." So that's how come.
Well, and it is. It's like a mini version of FAO Schwartz in New York. Some of you have been there, and a lot of us have. And you come in here, and you really do lose yourself. I came in here with a friend of mine, a grown man, and of course, he was totally focused on that wonderful object up front that I'll point out to you later. So thanks for that, Mary Alice. I appreciate that a lot. Well, if you need to call Mary Alice, tell them the number here so they can register for the classes.
228-875-8697, which incidentally spells
toys. Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this. We're going to look around Miner's Toy Store some more. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Rena Danley. Join me each week for Church Spotlight on WKFK Digital TV 7. Get to know your local church and see the difference they make in our local community. Church Spotlight, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. on WKFK Channel 7. If you'd like to see your church featured, give us a call or email through our website, WKFK.com.
Make plans to join us for the 6th Annual Gulf Coast Hot Air Balloon Festival in Foley, June 18th, 19th, and 20th. Balloons fly at dawn and dusk each day, but there's plenty of fun for the whole family all day long. Admission is free. Enjoy music, great food, arts and crafts, a children's play area, and backed by popular demand, the K9 Disconnected Frisbee Dogs, performing all 3 days. Visit our website for more information and the complete schedule of events. Father's Day weekend, don't miss the 6th Annual Gulf Coast Hot Air Balloon Festival in Foley, Alabama.
Well, the most amazing thing just happened during a commercial break. I had a baby. This is my favorite room in the toy store, by the way, the doll room. I love it. I love it. Isn't she magnificent? I marvel at these dolls because they look so real. Tell me about them.
Well, this doll is made by a Chinese company called Adora.
And I can see that.
It's about
I adore you.
About a 5-year-old company. And I especially love the fact that it's a Chinese company with a Chinese president and some Chinese designers, which amazes me
fantastic.
Because the variety of faces that they have is incredible.
Now this
Blondes,
baby runs about
redheads.
$90.
She's about 90. They range from 80 up to about 160.
It's a lot cheaper than having a real baby.
Oh, hey.
A lot less painful and great on the waistline.
Not nearly as much trouble.
Yeah,
the only
well, she's
trouble is
beautiful.
that they can't love you back.
Well, she does. You know what? Phil's right. I'm going to end up spending lots of money, but she looks like my granddaughter, and I'm sure a lot of people come in here, even as grown-ups, and are very drawn to these dolls.
Yes, very much so.
Now,
Very
you
much
also
so.
have very much of a collector's item here, the Madame Alexander dolls.
Yes.
Do tell us about those.
Well, Madame Alexander is an American company, 85 years old this year. Mm-hmm. And they are known for their collectible, I call them my children, and they range from countries to nursery rhymes to wedding dolls and fancy ladies.
Wow.
And of course, little Winnie the Pooh down there in the corner is such a delight with all of his little characters.
I see such a variety, as you said, culturally diverse, all kinds of characters from nursery rhymes and all sorts of things like that. Now, how popular is doll collecting these days?
Doll collecting and stamp collecting are still the two big collectibles.
I love to hear that because it really gives us time to sit quietly and enjoy some things that are truly lovely without pushing buttons and hearing messages.
And one of the points that I always like to make when I'm talking to people about collecting their dollies is just don't leave them on the shelf in their boxes.
Yeah.
They get lonely.
They do get lonely.
That's right. I use mine to decorate with. I put them on wreaths. I put them in centerpieces. And I enjoy them. So I like everybody else to do that too.
Well, I can remember as a child we took all of our dolls and gave them names and birthday parties, and and they really are a way to have a child become socialized, I think, with other people.
Oh yes, and you can tell a dolly all your secrets.
Yes.
And they're not going to tell.
They're never going to tell anybody. No. But I'm going to tell you my secrets. I'm going to tell you how I had this baby during a commercial break.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Elaine.
I know. We're going to take a little bit of a tour in the front part of Minus Toy Store right after this.
You be a good baby.
Oh, I know what I love
You
her.
be a good baby.
She's so pretty. She's my pretty girl. Well, Miss Isabella has completed her fish. Can you show everybody your fish? Wow, it's so beautiful. And see, this is the work of children during an art session that's only 45 minutes, and she came back to us today and decided to do one more project because Art Beat was here. But Isabella is really remarkable, as other children would be if they were to enroll in this program. So I want to thank you for that. Is that my present? Is that going to be my present, or are you going to keep it? She's giving it to me. Okay, this is my first original work by Isabella Furr. I thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go see Bubbles out front, and we're going to play with some toys. Is that okay with you? I know you have to go home. Okay, we're going to go out there right now, right? Well, I can understand why men are drawn to this. Remember I told you earlier about my friend that was in here and I lost his attention completely? So I'm competing with Rockenbach now. Is that the way it goes?
That's right.
And I can't even do this thing, so. So it's
Well,
very
you've
popular.
You've got the real interesting one.
What makes that go like that?
Well, when you dump something in here, it picks it up and brings it, and if you get the truck in the right spot, it'll go in and land back.
Well, I'm sure she's a pro at this because...
No, not really, but I have played with it a
Well,
bunch.
tell me a little bit about the man that you said came in here. Shh, quiet. The man that came in here and bought it, you said $500 worth of this for himself?
Yes, he did. He had an extra bedroom in his house.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
so he thought it would be fun for himself and his friends to play with.
That is hilarious.
So he went out loaded.
Well, it seems to
But
have a
you
mind
can-
of its own.
Well, this has been a setup, a demonstrator for so long. It probably does have a bit of a mind of its own.
It probably
but
does.
When you buy it, you want it all over the house, you know,
So-
as far as you want. The trucks operate up to about 30 feet away
Thank
from
you.
the controller. And
Or you
so-
mean they do?
Yeah.
So
and-
it's actually out of the case when you purchase it.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
totally open, and then you can actually operate it 30 feet from the location then. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
This little thing right here is the base controller.
Okay.
And it has a number of a little rectangle for each of, I think
here.
there are 8 different possibilities in there, so that you can set up 8 vehicles.
I'll stick to the doll room. Yeah, that's my thing, really.
That's my thing too, but the Rock and Buck is fun. It's been a good product.
Wow, I should say. So is it as popular, would you say it's a sort of a playoff of the video things, or Nintendo, because you have the same type of
I
control
don't
thing?
know. I guess we've had it. We've sold it well for several years now.
Yeah.
And the guy that invented it's pretty interesting. He was a computer whiz out in California,
No surprises there.
and he got tired of playing computer all the time. So
It has a
What
mind
did
of its
you do?
own, I'm telling you, it does.
so he gave up his computer business and started manufacturing Rock and Bach. And
Let's give it one more
been
shot
great.
before we go to a commercial break. We'll be right back with, I'm going to win this one, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
so are we competing?
Yeah, we are. We're definitely competing.
Oh goodness! Well, I better
I'm
get.
one, but I can't make it go.
Oh, I
Oh, Mary Alice, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much for having us. Okay, we'll be back soon. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I can't wait to come back when I'm not on the air and play with the toys, especially the dollies. If you have an idea about Artbeat, please email us at www.wkfk.com. Go to Artbeat and let me know what you want to see right here. I'll be glad to interview the people of your choice, so long as they're artistic. And we look forward to having you with us again next week. See you right here on Artbeat.